See, today we have to start the configuration for dunning. First, let us define the dunning areas. Define dunning areas, OB61. Click on New Entries. See here, while doing the configuration for dunning, the system will be going on giving different warning messages. So whatever the warning messages you get, just ignore them. Company code is equal to 3366. Dunning area 33. Give some name. Give some name. Text is equal to dealers for Washington for dunning. Text is equal to dealers for Washington for dunning. Suppose if you have another dunning area, give your company code, give one more identification, give the text. So in that way, you can go on defining all the dunning areas. Click on Save. See, it is giving again the warning message. Dunning notices are not yet defined for company code 3366. So the dunning notices means dunning letters. We have not yet defined the dunning letters for the company code 3366. We define these dunning letters in the next steps. But for the time being, it's only a warning message. No, just ignore the warning message. Now, see the next step. Define dunning procedures. FBMP. See, these are the procedures which are already defined in the system. If you want, you can define your own procedures. Otherwise, we can take these procedures and we can assign them in the customer master record. But we should know how to define our own procedures, right? So click on New Procedures. Dunning procedure 3366. I'm just giving our company code name. Dunning procedure 3366. Name is equal to 4-level dunning every week. 4-level dunning every week. Means here I want to send 4 letters, each letter every week. Dunning interval in days. So what is the interval you want to maintain between 2 letters? 4 days. 7 days. Dunning interval in days 7. Every week I want to send a letter. Number of dunning levels 4. So I want to send 4 letters before handing over this customer to the credit recovery department. Line item grace periods 2 days. Line item grace periods 2 days. Select standard transaction dunning. Select standard transaction dunning. So what are the standard transactions for account receivable? Sales invoices. So I want to use this dunning procedure for standard transactions or for the purpose of dunning the dues towards the sales invoices. Then reference dunning procedure for texts means yesterday I told you that the text for the dunning letters is taken from dunning procedure. So from which procedure you want the system to take this dunning text? From our procedure only. Otherwise, you can give some other procedure which are already defined in the system. So reference dunning procedure for text 3366. Now, click on dunning text. See, it is saying that reference dunning procedure has 0 dunning levels. Just ignore the message again. Company code is equal 3366. Under account type, select customer. Means this dunning procedure can be used only for customers. This dunning procedure can be used only for customers. And if you notice that customer and vendor are in the form of radio buttons. So in the case of radio buttons, you can select only one radio button. What does it imply here? The same procedure cannot be used for customers and vendors. Customers and vendor have to have their own separate procedures. Clear? So under account type, select customer, click on enter. Click on new company code. Company code is equal to 3366. Click on enter. See, your company code has been taken in the first line. Select separate notice per dunning level. So for each dunning level, the system will print a separate letter. Click on back arrow. Click on save.
What is the dunning by dunning area, sir?
See, dunning area is your, for example, your account groups. For example, you have the Washington dealers, you have the New York dealers. So New York dealers is called one dunning area and Washington dealers is called one dunning area. So if you want to send the reminders according to dunning areas, you select that indicator. For example, your customer is having 2 firms, one in Washington and one in New York. So even though he is the owner of the 2 firms, for the 2 firms of your customer, you want to send separate notices. In that case, you select that dunning by dunning area. Got it, Chandrasekhar?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Click on dunning text. Company code 3366. Select customer. Click on enter. Click on enter. Now, so for each dunning level, you have to define the forms. Dunning level 1, form is equal to F150 underscore done underscore 01. So these forms were already defined in the system. So if you don't find that the content of this form is not compatible for your needs, you can define your own forms with the help of the web consultant. So here, this is the name of the first form. So the system will print this first letter in this format only. Dunning level 2, F150, form is equal to F150 underscore done underscore 01. Means here, I want to send the second reminder. No issues about it. But in the second reminder, I want to give the content of the same first reminder. Means I don't want to increase the seriousness of the second reminder immediately. See, again I'm repeating. I want to send the second reminder, but in the second reminder, I want to have the content of the same first reminder because I don't want to become serious immediately on the customer. There are many reasons. Customer is very, very important. So if you become serious immediately on the customer, sometimes the relations may be disturbed and sometimes there are chances of losing your customer. To lose the customer, it takes only 1 minute. But to get a new customer, it takes months together. It takes a lot of efforts. That's why the accounts department wants to be very careful and very loyal, very, very humble in dealing with the customer. And sometimes the first reminder might not have reached the customer. And sometimes there are some customers who are very, very, very regular in the payments, but this is the first time they have delayed. In that case, do you think it is logical to become serious on him? No. Like that, due to many reasons, right? I want to give the content of the same first reminder in the second reminder also. That's why you have taken F150 underscore done underscore 01. Suppose if you want to increase the seriousness of the second reminder immediately, you enter 02, nothing else. Okay. Then Dunning level 3, form is equal to F150 underscore done underscore 02. Second reminder. In the third reminder, right, again we are reducing the degree of the seriousness. Dunning level 4, F150 underscore done underscore 02. Then click on Dunning levels. No, it is the name of the form, right? Actually, F150 is the transaction code to execute the Dunning. It is the name of the form in SAP which was already defined in the system. Click on Dunning levels. See, Dunning level 1, 2, 3, 4. Then days in arrears. By the time you send the first reminder, number of days in arrears is 2. Because you defined that line item grace periods are 2. By the time you send the second reminder, number of days in arrears is 9. Dunning frequency is 7 days. Line item grace periods are 2 days. So, by the time you send the second reminder, 2 days grace periods per 7 days Dunning frequency, right? So, 9 days are there. And by the time you send the third reminder, number of days in arrears is 16. Clear? Now, click on charges. Suppose if you want to impose the charges, you have to click on charges. In your material, currency INR is there. You make it as USD. Click on charges. Currency is equal to USD. In which currency you want to impose the charges? You define the currency. Click on enter. And it is not there in the material. If you want to define the Dunning charges, see Dunning level 1, Dunning charge $2. Dunning level 2, Dunning charges $2. Here, the Dunning charges are to be defined for each Dunning level separately. The Dunning charges are to be defined for each Dunning level separately. Click on minimum amounts. Currency is equal to USD. So in the US dollar, I want to specify the minimum amounts. Click on enter. Again, the minimum amounts are to be defined for each Dunning level separately. Dunning level 1, minimum amount $25. Dunning level 2, minimum amount $25. Like that, for each Dunning level, you have to define the separate Dunning minimum amounts. Click on back arrow. And save. Write one point here. You have some space, no? Please write down there. The Dunning charges and the minimum amounts, the Dunning charges and the minimum amounts are to be defined for each Dunning level separately. Now see the next step. Assignment of Dunning procedure in the customer master, XD02. Company code is equal to 3366. customer is equal to 1,03,001. Click on enter. Click on company code data. Click on correspondence tab. See, dunning procedure 3366. So it is mandatory that it is mandatory that every customer master record should be assigned with the dunning procedure. If the dunning procedure is not assigned, the system will not select that customer even though there are overdues in the dunning activity. Suppose I don't want to send the reminders to this customer in any case. In that case, you can enter the dunning block reasons here. Right? So you can enter the dunning reason. Click on save. Now, sales invoice posting. So before executing the dunning, you have to post one sales invoice. Unless dues are there, system will not select that customer into dunning procedure. Let us post one sales invoice, F-22. Document date is 16/12/2017. Type is DR. Company code 3366. Posting date 16/12/2017. Period 12. Currency USD. Posting key 01. Account is customer number 1,03,001. Click on enter. Amount is 15,000. Business area 3366. Payment terms 0001. Baseline date 16/12/2017. Text being goods sold. Posting key 50. Account is 3 lakhs. Click on enter. Amount is asterisk. Business area 3366. Text plus. Click on save. So for this customer, for this invoice, we have given the payment terms 0001. That is payment immediately. That is today. But let us assume the customer has not yet done the payment. So I want to generate the dunning. I want to generate the dunning letter. See, dunning. Transaction code F150. No. We assign the dunning procedures at the time of creating the customer master record itself. Already these dunning procedures were defined by the consultants based on the client requirement. So when the user is creating the master record for the new customer, at that time itself, the user assigns the required dunning procedure. You should use the word not define. You should use the word assign. Clear, Teja? Okay. At the time of implementation itself, right, the consultant will create all the dunning procedures, but the master records are created by end users. So whenever the user is creating the master record for the new customer, he assigns the required dunning procedure. Now, transaction code F150. run on 16/12/2017. Identification feature gives some name ABC1. So you can execute the Dunning program any number of times in a day, or once in a day, or daily, or periodically, as you wish. But for each run, we have to give an identification. Click on Parameters tab. Dunning date is equal to 17, 18, 19. 19/12/2017. I will tell you why. Dunning date is 19/12/2017 within brackets 2 days within brackets within brackets due date plus 2 days grace days plus 2 days grace days again. I'm repeating, within brackets due date plus 2 days grace days as defined in the Dunning procedure. So while giving the Dunning date, you have to observe this logic only in the practice, only in your training class and only in your practice. But in the real time, the user enters the current date only. Why? I will tell you. Now, documents posted up to 16/12/2017. Documents posted up to 16/12/2017. Customer is equal to 1,03,001. Customer is equal to 1,03,001. Now, so how the user enters the parameters in the real time? Here, the user always enters the current date only in the real time. Then documents posted up to 16/12/2017. Then customer 1,03,001 to 1,04,000. That's how the user enters the parameters in the real time. But in our class, I have given only 1,03,001 because there is only one customer in our class. Now, how the system identifies the customers for the purpose of Dunning? That logic I am going to explain you now. Here in the customer range, we have given the range 1,03,001 to 1,04,000. So in the first customer, the system verifies if any open items are available. If there are no any open items in the first customer, it will leave that customer. It will select the next customer. Again in the next customer also, system verifies if any open items are there. If the system does not find any open items in the second customer also, it will leave that customer, it will go to third customer. Like that, at the first instance, the system will verify if any open items are there in every customer account. So, let us go to line item display of customer 1,03,001, FBL5N. So, in the customer 1,03,001, there is one open item, right? So, from the open item, it will identify the payment terms and the baseline date. If you double click on the line item of this invoice, it will take you for further details. So, for this line item or for this invoice, payment terms 0001, baseline date 16/12/2017. So payment terms 0001 means payment immediately from today itself. Means payment is to be received from the customer today. So with the help of the payment terms and baseline date, system will automatically determine the due date for every invoice. Till now clear? That's how system determines the due date. Now it will go to customer master record. I am taking you to the customer master record. From the customer master record, it identifies the Dunning procedure. Now again it goes to the Dunning procedure, FBMT. So 3366 is the Dunning procedure, right? From the Dunning procedure, it identifies line item grace periods. So actually, you have to receive the payment from the customer today. After this, you have to wait for 2 days. Means 16 should be over, 17 should be over, 18 should be over. Means the system adds the line item grace periods to the due date. So when the customer has to be done, so today has to be left. So you have to give 2 days grace periods, right? 17th and 18th is the grace period. So you have to give the Dunning date on 19th. Then only the system prints the Dunning date, prints the Dunning letter. Now, after determining the due date, the system identifies the line item grace periods from the Dunning procedure. The line item grace periods are added to the due date. Thereby, it determines the Dunning date. Now, what is the due date for this invoice? 16th December. Add 2 days. Means 16th should be over, 17 and 18 should be over. So, this invoice has to be done on 19th December 2017. But what is the Dunning date you have given here? You have given the Dunning date 16/11. But the invoice has to be done only on 19/12. So, system will not select this invoice for the purpose of Dunning. Means if the Dunning date falls on or before the Dunning date entered by the user in the parameters, then only the system will select that invoice. So here, according to system, Dunning date determined is 19th December. But what is the date here you have given? 16th December. So system will leave this invoice and it will go to next invoice in the same customer if anything is there. That's how the system analyzes the work items of every customer. So here I have to show you the Dunning letter today itself, right? That's why I have given 19/12/2017. Otherwise, you can post the sales invoice with the document date and posting date with 2 days back date. In that case, you can give the current date. I hope it is clear for everybody. Let me close all other screens.
Sir?
Yeah, Chandrasekhar, tell me.
We have given 2 days as a grace period from the date of F5 from F5 and 22 date, posting date. So it will be 17 and 16 one day and 17, 18th it should run, no sir?
Yeah, 18th also it will take.
No, I'm asking whether the date is correct or it is 19th.
No,
that small
actually it should be 18.
Oh, okay, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, click on save. You can give the 19 also, but the system says 3 days overdue. But if you give 18, system says 2 days overdue, nothing else. Click on save.
Yeah.
Click on save. Now, go back. Click on back arrow. Click on schedule button. Click on schedule button. Output device is equal to here. Output device should be in here now. After schedule button, you have to add output device LP01. Output device LP01. Click on enter. Click on enter. Click on enter is also not there. Please add it. Select start immediately. Click on schedule button. So Dunning selection is scheduled. Now click enter until message Dunning selection is complete appears. Then click on Dunning printout. Output device is equal to LP01. Click on continue. Click on print. Again, click on enter till you get the message Dunning printout is completed. See, Dunning printout is complete. Now, click on sample printout. If you want to take the sample printout, you have to do this phase. Otherwise, not necessary. Again, output device is equal to LP01. Output device is equal to LP01. Here, no? Click on enter. Customer is equal to 1,03,001. So for which customers you want the system to generate the sample printout, you can enter the customer range. Customer is equal to 1,03,001. Click on print. Now sample printout is running. So click on enter. No. For the training purpose, right? For the training purpose, in the system itself, this printer was defined, LP01. But in the real time, whatever the printer name configured by basis consultants, the user has to use that printer only. It will be different names. So click on enter till you get the message sample printout is complete appears. Now click on individual Dunning notice. Output device is equal to LP01. Click on enter. Company code is equal to 3366. Click on sample printout. See, the customer has selected the the system has selected the customer number 1,03,001. Click on continue and cancel. Now click on Dunning history button. This one. And see the middle what written there. By clicking on Dunning history button and by giving the information of account type and company code, the system will update two fields in every customer master record for whom the Dunning letters were generated. They are date of last done and Dunning level. So after executing the Dunning program, let us go back to customer master record. Then we can observe these two fields updated. At that time, I will explain you how the system will use these two fields in the next Dunning runs. Account type is equal to D, means customer. Company code 3366. Click on execute. List contains no data. What happened? I'm thinking of the error. Please wait. I'm not able to imagine the error. I'm not able to guess the error. Let me run again. Dunning date, let me give 19/12/2017. Documents posted up to 6. I will tell you, Chandrasekhar, I'm just giving the trial and error. Customer 1,03,001. Okay, 1,03,001. Click on save. Click on back arrow. Click on schedule button. Output device LP01. Click on enter. Select start immediately. Click on schedule. Click on enter. So Dunning selection is complete. Now it should give. Here it is saying that one Dunning note is generated, of which one are to be set. Okay. Let me continue the step. Click on schedule button. Oh, it is over now. Then click on sample printout. Output device LP01. Click on continue. Click on print. So sample printout is running. Sample printout is, we should have to get the message. Sample printout is complete. Sample printout is complete. Then click on individual Dunning notice. Output device LP01. Click on continue. Company code 3366. Click on sample printout. Then click on cancel. Click on Dunning history. Account type D. Company code 3366. Click on execute. Okay, let me check the error after the class, right? I'm not able to get any reason here. So I have to do a little bit research on this. So I will show you in tomorrow's class. Actually, I told you to take a 2 hours class today, but unexpectedly I have to go outside on Saturday morning. So let us run this program tomorrow. Let me check the error. What is the error? What is the reason for this error? And today, along with this recording, I will send you the asset accounting material. So tomorrow, first we execute the Dunning program. It's not the error, right? Let me check. So tomorrow we start asset accounting. Today, along with this recording, I will send you the asset accounting material. So tomorrow, first we will look into this Dunning execution. Then once it is completed, we start asset accounting. And tomorrow also we have the class, right? And Gavi, yesterday I did not find the time to look into your error. Today I will look into this. Anil, you have any questions? Okay. Gadi, any questions in this class?
No.
Himasailaja, I will come to you, Sinwas. Himasailaja, okay. Khalid, okay. Chandrasekhar, okay. Roni, okay. Srinivas,
Yes, sir, you said about grace period, na, sir, grace period.
grace period, yeah.
2 days. Yeah. Sir, in accounts payable also, it is there, na, sir.
Where?
Like that type of in accounts payable while running APP.
Okay.
Sir, this option is available in APP also.
Tell me where, can you tell me where I have to go?
I think something tolerance payable
Huh?
per days on field will be. Tolerance days per payable.
Tolerance.
Days, sir, here 2 days are there, na, sir, grace
Yeah,
period.
I
This type
understood.
of
I
option.
understood. You are saying that in accounts payable also there is grace period field, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Is it
asking you.
there or not?
I'm asking you in which transaction code you have noticed this grace period.
Sir, somewhere in the material, I think in Google only.
Do one thing because I did not notice the grace period anywhere in accounts payable. That's why I'm asking you. Do one thing. Try to find it out. Tomorrow you tell me. Then I will explain if it is there.
Okay.
Okay. Teja, you have any questions? Probably 1 hour only tomorrow. Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow same time.